Many of the written works covered in this podcast are older and contain dated language that is problematic by today's standards. As hosts, we strive to have fun and educational discussions about the books we cover and do not condone any politically incorrect terms or dated ideology. We strive to discuss these issues in ways that will not alienate or suppress others, but will be covering themes that may not be suitable for children. Also, cuss words are a part of our regular vocabulary and drinks will be had. So, keep that in mind if you are sensitive to liquored up loudmouths. Welcome to Liquor and Literature. We are a podcast, a book club, and a happy hour. My name is Lauren.
I'm Amber.
And I'm Sam.
And I'm Sam.
Eeyore.
I just watched some Winnie the Pooh today. Like the New Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, the ones that's on Disney+. Mm-hmm. It's like my soothing, like, nap time show. Yeah. It's so cute. Anyway, off topic. So, everybody, you know what? We're switching things up a little bit. And, usually we cover just one book or we do a Teenysode where we do multiple books. But we're going to start doing these things called Xtrasodes. And for our first Xtrasode, we are going to be covering cookbooks. We each picked some cookbooks to pick some recipes from and to read from. And yeah, so this is our first Xtrasode. And we'll just see how things go. I think it'll be fun. And with that, we kind of switched things up too, where Sam did the drink pairing, but I also did the drink pairing. Yeah. And then Sam also made some food. And Amber made some food. So you know what? It's a collaboration.
Like always, but like extra, because it's an Xtrasode.
It's an Xtrasode, people. Xtrasode. It's X-rated. No, not really, but...
Dang. Well, maybe.
We might get there.
We haven't gotten there yet.
With the way that we talk, who fucking knows?
There might be some dangers.
Let's talk about the drink pairings first.
Okay.
And then go from there. So Sam, you want to kick things off first?
Sure. My cookbook is called Food to Die For by Amy Bruni. And apparently, I haven't read the whole entire book, but from what I gather, she's like into paranormal investigation. So the book is all about different places that are supposedly haunted. And then she takes recipes from those places that are either from like old past cookbooks or actually just like based on those places. So you have like the normal ones, I guess, like the Stanley Hotel.
Oh yeah, yeah, mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The staples.
And that's an actual cocktail one, and I was like, oh, but it's like based off a Vocar, and I was like, no. I've had a Vocar before.
I don't even know what that is.
And it's a very strong like bourbon and cognac drink. And
yeah, that sounds like a.
And I was like, you know what? I know Amber ain't gonna like that, and it's not something I care for.
Lauren will drink it, but that doesn't mean she likes it.
And I'm like, Lauren's probably the only one that would enjoy that, so let's not do that.
Thank you for thinking.
Well, girl, I wouldn't have liked it either because I know I don't like it. It's whiskey, cognac, vermouth, and Benedictine, which I don't like Benedictine either, and I didn't want to buy it. So
I don't even know what that is either.
It's
Benedictine Arnold.
It's Benedictine Cumberbatch. No, it's like an herbal liqueur. Think of like Jaeger along those lines.
Oh gosh,
Except it's French, I believe. It could be wrong. I'm not really
What's
for
up
sure.
with all these like
I've
black
tried it.
licorice shit?
I don't like it, so I didn't want to buy it.
Why waste your money on something you're not gonna drink?
Right. Mm-hmm. So I chose one that I would drink, and it's cute. It's called the Ghost Bride Martini. But it's a sweet martini, and it's got vodka, and it's based off of the Grand Galvez Hotel in Galveston, Texas. Mm-hmm. I guess they had a resident that lived there, and she was a lovelorn bride. But in the 50s, she apparently was engaged, and then she died because her fiance was a mariner, and he was out at sea. And so she would rent room 501, And she preferred it because it was close to the elevator. And she'd climb up a ladder to the roof to watch for her groom to come back from sea.
Mm-hmm.
And so eventually, you know, like everyone is wont to do, he died because of a terrible storm and the ship sank.
Womp womp.
So she hung herself.
Aww.
And I guess she's still hanging around today.
No pun intended.
Jesus.
Jeez. You didn't even mean to do that, did you?
I
did not. Sarah,
Dark
how
Sam.
inconsiderate of you.
It's so
But
terrible.
she's
It's like
still
the
hanging
worst
around
Freudian
today.
slip. I really did not mean to say that. Okay.
It's okay, Sam.
But yeah, she died there on the property. So they say that, you know, they still see her around along with some potential small children in 19th century clothing. But I guess Galveston was considered the Sin City of the Southwest in the 50s because it was legal to gamble there. But anyway,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so Ghost Bride Martini.
Well, I love the color. It really fits with both being a ghost and a bride.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And a martini.
And it's very pretty.
It's like just kind of a cloudier martini because you usually think of like that really clear,
Yeah,
crystal,
true.
clear martini when you think of a standard martini anyway.
So what makes it the cloudiness of it?
It's the lemon juice.
Oh.
So the ingredients, well, first off, apparently it's adapted from a recipe that is done by the Grand Galvez. And apparently since 2022, they host a Halloween wedding reception for their ghost bride, which is kind of fun.
Cool.
I don't know why it took so dang long to start doing it, but all right.
That sounds like a pate.
Right. Mm-hmm. So anyway, the recipe for the Ghost Bride Martini is 1.5 ounces of citrus vodka. You're choosing just citrus. I chose a blood orange vodka made by Members Mark. Yes, that's right. Sam's Club Members Mark, because I am bougie.
You're part of that club.
I am part of that club. We have a members only jacket if you didn't know.
Ooh.
Anyway,
Throwing it back to the 80s.
yeah. So 1.5 ounces of citrus vodka of your choice, 3/4 ounce of Cointreau, which is a orange liqueur, 1/4 ounce simple syrup, 1/4 ounce freshly squeezed lemon juice. I also just used lemon juice, but not from concentrate, so it's just fresh lemon juice that's bottled.
Keeping it easy.
Yeah, because I'm not doing all that. And then you can rim the glass with sugar, and then garnish it with a lemon peel of your choosing. Rim in the sugar. Yeah, but shall we drink?
Cheers.
Cheers to the ghost bride, Audra.
What a pretty name.
Mm-hmm. As Amber dies over there.
I like it. It's definitely unique.
I like it. It's got a little bit of a burn to it. But
Yeah, as martinis always do.
Yeah, and it's also Members Mark vodka. I mean,
Vodka's not a thing for me most of the time anyway.
Yeah.
So
Me either, but
I've had some good hits though
It's-
with the vodka.
yes.
so far.
Yeah.
You
You have surprised
so this
us.
is good. It's not one that I would usually drink. I'm a like tutti frutti, fresh and fruity kind of a girl. Like
She goes to IHOP, y'all, to get her drink.
Listen,
IHOP
face-
sells alcohol?
yeah,
Hot damn, I didn't know that.
yeah.
I just need to go there more often now.
Like all of the like sugary, sweet, fruity drinks. That's
Beer and pancakes.
usually my gig.
I will say, as a martini goes, it doesn't taste like a normal martini. Like, because normally martinis, I'm like, that's like way too much alcohol. But this it's a little bit more smooth, even with like the Members Mark vodka.
I mean, I like it a lot. I like citrus in a drink. To me, it's like a less lemony lemon drop.
Mm-hmm.
And I like lemon drops. I will never go to the bar and ask for someone to make me one.
Yeah.
Because as a past bartender, we hated those people. Because it's like that and chocolate martinis, my God. It was just like...
Too many ingredients?
Or espresso martinis. Those three drinks, once somebody orders them, it's like I don't know what happens. Like the whole fucking bar explodes and everyone wants one. And I'm like, no. So I don't miss that.
Yes. The rush.
Yeah, but this is really, to me, I like it. It does have a burn. I can see what you're saying. Just because of the vodka I chose to use.
It's good, though. Like, flavor-wise, it's there.
And it's a very pretty drink, like I said.
It is very
It's very
pretty.
like, ooh, what's that?
Yeah, it's like that nice kind of slightly like murky white color. Almost like a really pale milk.
Yeah. yeah, definitely.
I don't know. I like it a lot. I like it a lot with the sugar rim. So maybe it wouldn't be so bad if it had a sugar rim.
The bite would go
Maybe.
away a little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
I could see that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
They didn't have sugar rims on theirs because they chose not to. But
Yes.
I was drinking the picture.
You were drinking the picture.
The picture martini. The picturesque martini.
Yes.
She asked if I needed sugar on the rim, and I'm thinking, nah, I can take it. And then took a sip and was like, ugh.
Regrets.
Amber can never take it. I don't know what she was thinking.
I don't either.
that's
I
true.
can't.
That's very true.
I'm sorry.
Now if it was a tequila drink, down. Fine. Except that one time.
Oh, well, speaking of drinks, I also did a drink this time, but I utterly failed because I forgot that I said I would do one until literally Sam showed up and was like, well, yeah, you're going to do one too. I'm like, oh,
Maybe.
I am.
Are there cows involved?
What?
Are there cows involved?
Cows.
You said utterly.
Oh. Okay, with the puns.
Sorry.
But the book that I chose, it's actually from like 1941 or something. It's an Esquire book, and it does have a lot of drinks in it that I will get to when we get to my book, but I did not pick this out of that book because I just was like, you know what, I'll wing it. What I did is I've been a monthly subscriber to Cocktail Courier for years. I don't know what that says about me, but
Sponsor us.
I have never missed a month except like recently. So I have all, and they give you a little card every month with the recipe. They send you all the ingredients. They're based out of Chicago. They're great. Cocktail Courier, shout out, sponsor us.
They are very cool. Like I kind of want to start doing it once I get some things sorted out because they do have some really good looking drinks. Like
Yeah, they're really great. The cards that come with it, the pictures are beautiful. They give you all the ingredients. There was even one month where they gave me a recipe with the for food with the ingredients and also the drink recipe, which I was like, hot damn, and it was the same price. So
and haven't they given you like some really good sized bottles too?
Oh yeah, they give you good sized bottles, or they'll give you like some swag and stuff for like, you know, if Maker's Mark is sponsoring something or whatever. But I really enjoy them, and I keep all the cards, and it comes in handy whenever I need to make a last minute drink and I don't know what I'm doing. So that's exactly what happened today. So the drink that they had is called Down and Back, and it's a gin drink. It's 2 ounces of gin, 0.75 ounces of fresh lemon juice, 0.75 ounces of blueberry hibiscus tea syrup, 0.25 ounces of bitters, and 5 drops of lemon extract. Or not lemon, vanilla extract, sorry. But I didn't have all those things. So what I did was the gin. I did the lemon juice. Instead of the hibiscus tea syrup, I did a peach tea honey syrup. And
Which
then
was
the bitters.
from a different cocktail
Which was from a different
courier.
cocktail courier because I have like a whole little box of all these little simple syrups and shit that I've collected.
I've looked at it a million times because I'm like, what could I do with this?
Yes, it's like my little alchemy box. I love it. And I will say, I don't think the drink was as good, but I also like just threw it together. But the drink that actually I made with this, I remember it was very good. So I'll post both of those recipes because, yeah, theirs was way better than mine.
Yeah, so I tasted Lauren's made up one, or Lauren's variation. We'll call it that.
Made up. I like made up one more. Lauren's fuck up. Let's call it that.
Let's fuck up.
Instead of down and back, it's called down and whack. That's
Down
what
and
it's
out.
called. Down and out.
Down and I didn't prepare,
Mhm.
but to me, I don't think it's that bad. I think there's a level missing, because like cooking, you want, you know, the salt, the fat, the acid,
Mhm.
and then there's another one that I can't ever remember. It's the same thing with a cocktail. You know, you want like something that's sweet. You want something that's acidic. You want something... I don't remember all of them right now. That makes a good cocktail that balances it. So it's just like... It's unbalanced, but it's not bad.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I could drink it. Would it be my favorite? Absolutely not. But, like...
I took a sip and breathed fire, so there was that.
But also, Amber,
the reaction
you're a
was-
weak
I'm
tongue.
a weak- yeah.
Amber, must
So-
we not forget you're a weak tongue bitch, though.
I am a weak tongue bitch.
Throwback to last episode.
I am a weak tongue bitch. So, as you
WTB.
can probably tell by now, Lauren and Sam are actually cultured in the ways of alcohol.
I would not say I'm cultured, but Sam is definitely cultured.
And then I'm
because
just
I
like,
know how to make a drink doesn't mean I'm cultured.
and then I'm like, if you put something in front of me, I'll taste it. And probably breathe fire about it. But
Turn into a dragon.
I'll turn into a dragon and it'll be fine. They're just sitting here with this scaly bitch at the table.
I'm like, pinkies out.
Yeah. They're having a lovely time and I'm just like, oh God.
Yes. That's okay. As long as we're kind of having fun with it, that's all it matters.
We do have fun
and
with
then
it.
you switch to your cider or your weird
Yes,
purpley
today-
drink and you're fine.
Yeah.
Today I'm having I'm not doing the balls or whatever the fuck that was. Ever again.
I
Doing the
often
balls.
judge Amber's
Buzzballs.
random drink choices. I'm like, girl, I don't know how you drink that.
Yeah,
So-
I know. I do too. She shows up with the weirdest shit, and I'm like, okay.
Sometimes I just come with like sometimes I'll just be at the store and I'm like, well, that's colorful. I'll try it.
Yeah.
Because that's usually a good indicator for me. If it's brightly colored, I will probably enjoy it because it's probably one of those tutti frutti, fresh and fruity kind of drinks that I enjoy.
That's fair.
Today I'm switching to the old woodchuck apple cider. I like their pear a lot better, but
Their
they
pear
didn't have
is
it.
very good.
Isn't it lovely?
I like their
Mhm.
logo. It's adorable.
I was feeling fall today. I was feeling
Yeah.
a little like this, and the food pairings that we have felt like fall foods. And
Yes.
I do like a good
Yeah.
cider.
Even though this
Yep.
is coming out in, I think, December or something. But that's
It doesn't
okay. We
matter.
can keep
It's fall
fall
for
going all
us.
year round.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's fall
'cause
for us.
fall's the best
It can
anyway.
be winter
fall
for you.
is the best.
Rock with the
Also,
warm
y'all,
donkey.
we need to do the non-alcoholic drinks. we
do.
forgot about that. So let's
Apple
do that real
juice
quick.
would be a good pairing with this. Also,
Well, for mine, you just do the 2 ounces of seedlip gin. Do the fresh lemon juice still the blueberry hibiscus tea syrup, and then just make sure the bitters that you have don't have any alcohol in them, because sometimes bitters do have alcohol in them. I learned that recently, and I was like, oh, I had no idea.
Yeah, but not all of them.
Not all of them, yeah. So just make sure you get a non-alcoholic bitters, and then the 5 drops of vanilla extract, and you got yourself a down and back. Or a down and whack, or whatever you called mine.
down and out.
Down and out.
I would say maybe like any kind of non-alcoholic vodka. If you did the 1.5 ounces, even if it's just regular vodka flavored, that's fine, because instead of the Cointreau, you could use orange juice and do like 3/4 ounce of orange juice, because it's an orange liqueur. So like that's probably the closest you're gonna get is like an orange juice. The 1/4 ounce simple syrup, and then the 1/4 ounce squeezed lemon juice.
All right. With that, since we're doing cookbooks, like I said, Amber and Sam both made food today. This was a collaboration. And we are going to go to Amber to explain what she made, because normally we just do a social post about it. Sometimes we don't really talk about it that much on the show, but we are going to give you some spotlight, Amber, and also Sam, on what you guys made, and then we might do a taste test.
Okay.
All right.
So, like Lauren said, every podcast I always make food because I'm a foodie, and so I always try and do like food based on whatever theme we're doing. And so tonight I made some recipes out of these dated cookbooks, and one of those is the chicken pot pie with a sweet potato crust, because it actually sounded like a good dish.
Oh, wait. Tell us what books you're
Oh,
doing, covering first.
this
just so
book-
we know.
This book is called Mama's in the Kitchen, Weird and Wonderful Home Cooking, 1900 to 1950, by Barbara Swell from Native Ground.
That sounds swell.
Sounds like a mouthful.
Humdinger of a book right there.
And it's about to be a mouthful, I think. So, So I made a chicken pot pie with a sweet potato crust. I did zhuzh it up just a little bit.
I love that word, zhuzh.
I zhuzhed it. And then I made the apple and ham casserole exactly as it said, except, oh crap, I forgot the brown sugar. Hey guys, I forgot the brown sugar.
That's okay. Pour some
missing
sugar on that now.
Yeah, I'm missing some zhuzh. Anyway. And then I also made from Dylan Hollis, Baking Yesteryear, the best recipes from the 1900s to the 1980s. I made Reach-A-Rellies, which sound like Reach-A-Roundies.
I like that name better, honestly.
I like the Reach-A-Rellies. It's cute. And these ones, let me see if I can find the date for these. Sorry. The date on these ones.
Well, that's cool. He included a date for like when they were
nice.
Yeah, like
that's
the
cool.
time period they're made in.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Reach-A-Rellies are from the 1920s, and they're an Italian macaroon. And
delicious.
yes, they are actually real yum. I fucked these up because I am not a baker. They still taste great. I just fucked up a little bit.
That's
it's okay
okay.
though. They taste great still. It's fine. And they actually look pretty similar to the pictures, but they're not quite.
It's not one of those Pinterest fails where it's like
No.
gorgeous picture and then
No. Actually, there's actually a recipe of him. So Dylan Hollis, if you guys don't know, he's actually a TikToker, and he's actually pretty current, like, guy.
Amber's hip with the youth.
I'm hip with the youths.
Yeah.
Okay? I'm not at all. Like, most people have, like, Instagram and all this shit, and I'm like, I'm still on Facebook, and I probably still have a MySpace.
Actually, so, like, the other day, like, Amber is on Instagram, and I saw that, like, her profile picture got switched to this busty woman, and the name was changed.
Wait,
so
sorry, busty woman?
You are busty.
I am also a busty woman.
Okay, this person...
How about
okay.
hotter lady than me? That's fine.
No. I mean, she looked like a porn star or something. And I'm like, hey, Amber,
Okay.
I think your Instagram got hacked. And she's like, probably. I never go on there.
Yeah. Like, actually, somebody else texted me later, and they were like, so I got this invite, and all these pictures are of you except for the profile picture, I think. She goes, I mean, if it is you, like, congratulations, but I don't think it's you. And I was like, it is
Didn't
not
look
me.
anything like you. And they changed your name to, like, Kaboo or something like that.
Kaboo.
It was like CABOOO or something like that.
What a fuckhead.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Fuck you, Kaboo!
Fuck you, Kaboo! I'm just regular Boo. Fuck you!
Get the Kaboo out of here.
Get the cuh out of here.
Yes, exactly.
I'm just regular Boo.
If you don't know, that's Amber's nickname. Boo.
It is.
And Boo. Oh, and we gotta have Sam say what she made, too.
Sam made stuff.
Yeah.
So I made delicate lady fingers, but I didn't pipe them out long enough, so I added more to some of them, and they look more like delicate dick fingers.
Mm-hmm. Edward Penis Hands Fingers.
So this recipe is also from Food to Die For, and it's based off of the Mark Twain House and Museum, not in Missouri like we would have thought, because he's originally from Missouri.
Yeah, he's from Hannibal.
Hannibal,
I've
Missouri.
been there.
That's right.
That's pretty. That's his house?
So yes, that was his house in
That's a fancy-ass house.
Hartford, Connecticut.
Look
God
up
damn.
his house in Hartford, Connecticut, y'all. It's pretty.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I want to go to there.
That is not what I thought it was going to look like.
No, it's fucking beautiful.
That kind of looks like Frank Lloyd Wright kind of but not.
It's
like Log
gorgeous.
Cabin of Frank Lloyd Wright.
So it says in the book, it's described as part steamboat, part medieval fortress, and part cuckoo clock. And I was like, that's legit. That is like a perfect description of it.
Fuck yeah, we're going to
Man, I
put
wish
that
I'd have
in
known
the...
about that. Like when I was in Connecticut, I'd have fucking gone to
We're
there.
going to put that on the socials.
Yeah, it's 11,500 square foot,
That's huge.
which is in fucking insane.
It's a mansion.
Well, while they were there, they had a son who died as a baby.
Aww.
And then they also had 3 daughters, Susie, Clara, and
I
Jean.
Oh,
think I knew that.
Well,
those are cute names.
Mark
Sounds so
Twain's
wholesome.
actual name is Samuel Clemens, if
Yes.
you guys didn't know.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
He and one of his daughters and his wife went to England. Then another daughter came, but then Susie had stayed behind and was living in the house, and she ended up getting spinal meningitis.
Oh, God, that's not good.
No, she ended up dying at the age of 24
Oh my God.
That's
in
so
the house.
sad.
So once she died, they really couldn't bear being in the house, which is understandable because they had so many like momentous occasions and like just, you know, things that happened in the house that they would look back with like fond memories, except for, you know, Susie dying.
Yep.
That'd be hard.
That is very hard.
You're
Yeah.
not supposed to lose your babies.
No. Even if they're
24 years old. They're still your babies.
Yep.
So they ended up selling the house and like moving to England. But I guess that people are still saying it's haunted, that you can see her ghost sometimes walking down the hall. And then he would often smoke cigars in his like study, and you can sometimes smell the cigar smoke coming from his study and everything. But the Ladyfingers recipe was adapted from the 1896 Boston Cooking School cookbook, which the family used when they lived at the house. And these Ladyfingers were served at Susie's 15th birthday party on March 19th, 1887. And I guess she like really enjoyed these Ladyfingers.
I'm raising my hand because the cover of the book that Amber brought with the old recipes, it's a picture of him with a bunch of old books, and I was reading the titles of those books, and I think that's the same title. The Boston, what was it called?
Boston Cooking School cookbook.
That is what this is.
Holy shit!
That's
Yeah.
so cool.
That's one of the books that Dylan Hollis has in front of him in the picture on the front of
Because
the
I was looking
cover.
at the cover, and I was trying to read them, and I was reading them all, and then we were like, it's so small, you kind of have to like
really
like, look, and I'm like, I
squint.
think that says the Boston Cooking School,
That's
whatever.
so amazing.
And then you mentioned that, I'm like, holy shit!
That's a thing. So yeah, same cookbook.
That's
Wow, the
Wow.
stars aligned for us today.
Look at that.
awesome.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
It
so
is.
these are like supposed to be like, okay, so I used to bake part-time as one of my mini jobs that I had. So I did that for like 2 years as a pastry chef, and I haven't done that in a while, so I feel like these are not quite what they're supposed to be. But I also looked up pictures of like other Ladyfingers, and they look right. So maybe...
You're like, those also look like dicks.
Well, I mean, not dicks. They just look like the texture and stuff like they're supposed to be.
Right.
Well, the one on your plate, Sam, that you picked definitely looks like a dick, and I think you purposely picked
Mine
that one.
also has a head on it.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Yeah,
was like,
some have heads on
That's
them.
because I'm going to eat some dicks.
Yeah. Some powdered sugar dicks.
we might be a little
Sugar
mad about
dicks.
some of these cookbooks that we've read from.
Oh, yes, we will get
Oh,
into
This
that.
patriarchy shit.
So we're going to
Yep.
eat some dicks, not in a good way.
Yeah, so we're gonna give it also a try. I mean, you could definitely, their Ladyfingers are in like tiramisu. You can eat them also with your tea or your coffee, and like just put them in cakes and stuff. So we're gonna put ours with coffee.
Yes. Well, what should we try first?
What do you guys want to try first?
Oh, I didn't get the lady finger. I didn't get my little dick.
Get
Get your little dick. It's right there on the table.
I missed it.
I left the cookies on the table because I felt like
Oh
everybody.
yeah,
knew them.
that feels good.
You
That little dick feels good.
Also need you also need your reach aroundy.
Yeah.
I mean reach around.
I got my reach around. I got my little dick. I'm good.
Mhm.
All right.
Yes.
What are we trying first?
What about the sweet potato pie crust
Yeah.
chicken?
Okay,
I'm really
try it
excited
first.
for this one.
My mouth
I feel
is
like
watering.
it's gonna be good.
Like I'm
We're starving.
I'm so hungry.
We've been staring at this plate this entire time.
It's probably all cold because we've been taking forever.
I like the sweet potato crust.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, look at me. I didn't fuck it all up.
You never fuck anything up, Amber.
I do fuck things up often.
No, that's good. I like that one.
So, what's the next thing?
The next thing is that apple and ham casserole. And I am not sure about it.
Okay, I already digged into it because I was like, yes. And I like it. I think it needs like a little drizzle of like some kind of sweet syrup.
You mean like brown fucking sugar that I forgot?
Oh, that's it. Yeah, okay.
Yep.
But it's good. It's good. I like it.
Oh!
Right? It's good.
What a pleasant surprise.
It would be better with the brown sugar, but it's totally good by
It
itself.
would, yeah.
Now that we are done with the main course, let's go into the desserts. Which one should we try first?
Try Sam's first.
The dick
fingers.
Dick fingers.
The delicate dick fingers.
Well, I will say, just touching it, holding it, it's a little. I like the consistency. It's
a little
wiggly,
It's kind of floppy if you keep
kind of
shaking
floppy.
It feels like it's gonna be a little bit spongy.
It is
It
spongy. So, did you say that ladyfingers are supposed to be more crisp or more like spongy?
They're supposed to be spongy.
I like the sponginess because you're saying it's kind of like a coffee thing. When I think of coffee, I think of like biscotti and stuff, which is really hard and like crunchy, which I don't like those.
I like biscotti.
Like they're okay, but like I don't
like
know.
them.
They're too hard for me. I like this.
I like them if I can dip them in coffee. And when I worked as a pastry chef, I was bad. And I purposely did not make my biscotti hard because I didn't like that shit. I like it when you can enjoy it by itself as well.
Yeah.
So it's like a little crunchy on the outside, but it's like still soft. That's how I made mine.
I would have liked your biscotti.
I don't know. That's against the law. But I don't care.
I don't give a
Lady
shit.
fingers
Break that
are like
law.
what you use in
Tiramisu.
and it's one of my favorite desserts in the whole wide world.
Tiramisu.
And it's soaked in coffee.
Yep. And it's delightful. These are really nice. Good job, Sam.
It's really good in coffee.
I applaud your lady finger dicks.
I was like, oh god, I suck at baking now, but like, I'm not
No,
sure
those are
what it
good. Those are good.
Now that we've all tasted the lady dicks,
is.
do we want to try the reach arounds?
Yeah, let's try the reach arounds.
All right, Ricciarelli, which is
Smells good.
an Italian cookie, and it's like a lemon Italian cookie.
Ooh.
Yep. So everybody take a bite.
I like it.
You get the lemon, but you also get that kind of marzipan taste from the almonds.
I like both.
Mm-hmm.
So good.
I was gonna make Mary Todd Lincoln's white almond cake, but I did not have time.
Nice.
That sounds yum.
Right? It did sound real good. Or the Oddfellows apple pie. There's a recipe called Lumpy Dicks. So Lumpy Dicks is like, it was actually based off the Donner Pass incident.
Oh, yeah. Where
And
everyone
it's-
ate everyone?
Yeah. It's basically just
Lumpy
like
dicks.
flour and they make like a gruel out of this flour situation.
Like what they actually
Better than
ate?
making a gruel out of dicks.
Yeah, it's
I'm
like
surprised it's not something with like meat.
right. Well, it's milk or water, whatever one. If you're in Donner Pass, you probably only have water. All-purpose flour, and then sugar and cinnamon to taste, and butter if you got it, and maple syrup if you got it. It looks just like gruel. There's Ernest Hemingway's Bloody Marys, but I knew you didn't like Bloody Marys.
No,
Right?
I love
She
Bloody
loves Bloody
Marys.
Marys.
What are you talking about?
So does Amber. That's one of the.
shit!
Yeah, this weak tongue bitch actually likes those.
Dude, I love Bloody Marys.
I got that all
Oh.
fucking twisted then.
I like
Yeah.
a good Bloody
His
Mary.
Bloody Mary's probably strong too.
So the Bloody Mary, you have to basically make it a pitcher because that's how he rolled.
Because he probably drank that whole
It
damn
looks
pitcher.
yum.
I want that.
It's pretty simple. Like, it seems like it'd probably be real good.
All right, now that our bellies are full, why don't we get to our cookbooks? Do you guys want me to start?
Yeah, I mean, I've talked a lot about mine, so I feel like yours is the only one that we really
We haven't
like,
talked about it at all.
Okay. So yeah, like I said, my cookbook is called Esquire's Handbook for Hosts, and it was made in, let's see, the copyright, 1949.
Lovely.
And the reason why I even have this book is because my older sister Ellen, when I lived with her like for years when we were in Chicago, and we were hosting a murder mystery party. I don't know if you guys have ever been to one of those, but they're fucking fun. Where you basically buy this kit, and then whoever wants to be a part of it, you send them what character they should be and everything, and it's like a live action Clue basically.
Oh, that's
That
fun.
sounds like shit that Ellen would do, though.
It was great. We did like
sounds
2
so much
times.
fun, yeah.
So
It sounds like
fun.
so much fun. But it also sounds 100% like shit Ellen would do. And shout out to Ellen, though.
Shout out to Ellen. She's a queen, and she also is one of our top followers.
Yeah,
biggest supporters. But
and actually, how I met these lovely ladies.
Exactly, because Ellen went to high school with Sam, and that's how we got united. Because we both moved back to town around the same time, and Ellen's like, "You guys need to be friends," and I'm like, "Okay." And now we have a podcast together.
And they were like, "Lauren, you have to talk to her first because she's not going to talk to you." And I was like, that was completely true.
And I think I invited you to trivia, and then everything just fell into place. Yeah. We hosted a murder mystery party way back when, and Ellen bought this book online, probably through eBay, I don't know, but it's literally from 1949. And because of that, I mean, I don't know if anyone knows who Esquire is, but it's basically a male-centered magazine that's been around for God knows how long. So the fact of it being male-centered and the fact that this was published in 1949, it's very sexist. But it also made me laugh a lot.
Yeah.
So I'm going to read some fucked up things about it, but also some of these recipes, most of the recipes that I'm going to read are questionable. And then the drink ones, I'm like, ugh, I don't know. But you know what? Let's get into it because it was enjoyable to read. I read it in bed at nighttime and I'm like, this is great, but it is.
I like to read cookbooks like actual books. I used to do it all the time.
Oh, also, it has a lot of like illustrations in it because it's, Esquire's a magazine. So there's some really cool.
They're funny.
Some of them are. one of them has a naked lady. I think it's supposed to be Eve. Because the first paragraph mentions Adam and Eve. But anyway, there's some cool...
She doesn't look much like Eve.
Some cool illustrations.
Well, there's an apple there. Surely
She's
Eve,
pretty
right?
busty.
Just to give you a context of...
Is that the bitch that fucking took over my Instagram?
Kaboom? Kaboom is an Esquire!
What's in here, Kaboom?
Kaboom!
I'll fuck you up.
What's she doing, Kaboom?
Kaboom was really Eve.
What? So just to give you context, here's a couple of the table of content titles that I thought were pretty funny. One of them is, "The world's best chefs wear pants." So that's how you know where this is going.
I also wear pants.
I know, but that's not what they're alluding to, of course.
I am currently wearing pants.
I'm currently wearing shorts, but fuck you, dude.
Hussy.
I know.
Showing ankles and more.
Yes.
Your kneecaps are showing.
I know.
What a tramp.
All right, here's one. "Caviar from sturgeon who seldom need urging."
Oh, are they referring to the fact that they just...
Because caviar is eggs.
Yeah.
Are they sexually assaulting these fish?
I would hope not, but I'm guessing they're referring to the fact that they don't really actually have sex, so they don't have to be coerced.
Yeah. Oh, true.
Because they just release their sperm into the water and it just, hey.
Listen, a lot of this book is men trying to be funny, and they're not. So, all right. Here's another one. "Stew, how to do right by a man's dish."
That's weird.
Because stew can only be made by a man.
Well, it's called Stu, which is a man's name.
Oh, I forgot. Duh.
Ah,
I'm such a dumb woman.
Why is Stu gendered? That's weird.
So,
10 Shades of Red.
I am not going to make people suffer through a lot of the writing in this book, but here's a little taste on how sexist this book is. So this is the intro, and above this, like I said, there are some etchings, and it is the Eve etching. There's a topless woman looking all sensual, and it says, "The world's greatest cooks are men. Since the beginning of time, he-men have always prepared the savory dishes that caress the palates of epicures of every nation." So get that straight, girls. We don't know what the fuck's going on.
So why are we stuck in the kitchen?
Just he-men know what's going on.
Is it because he's got the sword?
The sword?
The power of Grayskull?
Is that what he stirs the pot with? Because I hope not.
It's the blood of his enemies that gives it all that savory seasoning.
Okay, and then there's a section about, what is this one? I don't even remember. Okay, this is in the how to use this book section.
A well-seasoned sausage.
Oh God, throwback to Grimm's. Stirring the soup with his body. I wish I could boil these men's sausages that wrote this book. They're probably dead now. Fuck you. All right, so this is the use your common use your common sense paragraph.
No,
You
no,
ready?
I like to use my common sex.
There's also a term in here I've never heard before, but we'll get to it. Actually, this bride boner couldn't happen to a man, but it can't hurt to remind you that no good cook follows a book slavishly.
Did it say bride boner?
Bride boner. Bride boner. I was like, what the fuck does that mean?
What does that mean?
Like bride, like wedding day?
Continuing. A bride takes up cooking because she must. Whether she's an eat to live gal or just medium bored with the whole idea.
Medium bored.
But the man takes to the stove because he is interested in cooking. Therefore, he has long been interested in eating, and therefore he starts 6 lengths in front of the average female. So that gives you a little context of what this book's about. It's basically like a bachelor's way to cook, but it's more laughable than anything because they don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
Oh, okay. Well, don't look up bride boner online because you just get a lot of things about getting boners on your wedding day. So, and how to not do that. Or
I hate getting boners on my wedding day.
It's like the worst thing I need at that point.
That's weird.
Not what I need. But anyway, that gives you a little bit of context into what this book is like. So anyway, moving on. Here's some recipes that I thought were questionable. Let's see here. All right. There is a soup section. And this is under this paragraph. Not canned, but manned soups. Ale soup. Try this one on your next stag gathering. 1 quart of ale, juice of half a lemon, dash of lemon peel, 1 stick of cinnamon, 1 teaspoon potato flour, salt and sugar to taste. Put ale in saucepan with lemon juice and cinnamon and season to taste. Stir continuously, and when hot, add the potato flour diluted with a little of the hot soup.
It's just mulled beer.
Yeah. I was like,
with
that doesn't...
some potato starch.
That's not going to taste like anything.
It's gonna taste stupid.
I know, exactly. Like this book. Well, they have a beer soup recipe too. It's not very desirable. 1 bottle of beer, ... When hot, add a pint of hot milk in which yolks of 2 eggs have been stirred plus salt and sugar to taste. Serve with fried bread, or slice or grate some black bread into dark beer with sugar, lemon peel, a sherry glassful of Kummel liqueur, and a small piece of ginger. Let it come to a boil, then strain. When ready to serve, add a lump of butter and salt according to taste. So again, it just sounds like hot fucking beer.
Yeah, this sounds weird.
That doesn't sound good. I've had hot beer. You just let it sit on the counter too long. It doesn't taste good.
Yeah, I was thinking it was going to be like more like a beer cheese soup, which is
No.
fine, but it's like...
It's literally just hot beer, which is disgusting.
with some butter and something else in it.
All right, this is my
Doesn't
last
sound
soup
good.
recipe. Peanut butter soup.
Oh my god, I got one of those in my book too.
Do you?
It's called Gooba.
Gooba
pea soup.
Gooba pea
It's
soup?
peanut soup, yeah.
I was like, I don't know if this sounds good though.
Mine kind of sounds good, and I
This
thought about making
this one
it too.
I don't think sounds that good, but we'll see. Wash and scrape a large bunch of celery, put through food chopper together with medium-sized onion. Melt 5 tablespoons butter in saucepan. Add celery and onion. Cook until it turns slightly brown. Add 4 tablespoons flour and a teaspoon of salt and dash of pepper. Put in a tablespoon of sugar. Stir until mixed and add 2 cups of boiling water. Where's the fucking peanut butter?
Mine doesn't come in until the end. So
Okay. Okay. Stir until mixed and add 2 cups of boiling water as well as 3 beef bouillon cubes. When cubes have dissolved, add 3 cups of scalded milk. Now mix 5 tablespoons peanut butter, there we go, with half cup of cold water until a smooth paste is accomplished. Then add to hot mixture. Cook a few minutes and serve with chopped egg yolks and finally chopped ripe olives and chives. That sounds fucking disgusting.
Gross. Mine sounds way better than that.
Okay,
Shall
let's
I
compare. Let's compare.
Love dipping beef in peanut butter.
Like, dude, these guys don't know what the fuck they're goddamn doing?
Yeah, they are the smarter sex. They know how to cook. We don't.
Look at this food. It's food. No, it's not. That's trash, just like you. Feed it
Look
to
at
the
this
pigs.
food. It's food. No, it's all the ingredients you didn't know what the fuck to do with. Threw in a pot and said, that's soup.
Yep. Okay, so let's read the good, tasty peanut butter soup.
So mine is goober pea peanut soup, and it's from the historic Farnsworth House Inn in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. It's 2 stalks of celery chopped, 1 medium onion, 4 tablespoons of butter, 3 tablespoons of all-purpose flour, 8 cups chicken stock, 1 3/4 cups of milk, and then 2 cups of creamy peanut butter, and then you use chopped peanuts for the garnish. That sounds way better than that monstrosity.
This shit's dumb, but your shit's good.
Well,
I'm not interested in peanut butter soup. To be
I would
perfectly
try it,
honest.
honestly.
I love peanut butter, I'm not gonna lie, so I would definitely try it. And I think chicken stock is way better in that.
Well,
than
chicken
what
stock
beef
takes
bouillon.
on the
bouillon.
flavor of almost everything you put it with.
Exactly. And it's already got the onions and the celery usually in chicken stock, so it's like it's complimentary, but
Yeah.
like that is weird. And then the olives and what else was on top?
Oh,
Chives.
Yeah, chives.
And then there was something else. It was something else that was on top
Let
too.
me look.
It sounded not delicious.
No.
Serve with chopped egg yolks and
Egg
finely
yolks.
chopped ripe olives and chives.
That's what it was. I was like, egg yolks.
You know what would
That
make
sounds
this
fucking disgusting.
You know what would make this kind of weird soup even weirder? Let's throw some chunks in it.
I wish you would have made it because I would love to see how disgusting that is.
I didn't have the goddamn time, and I knew it was gonna be bad. Plus, like the beer soups, it was like that's not even soup.
I just poured a
hot
beer into this pot, stirred it, and said it was soup. It's
Here's some flour
I
in
wish
it.
I could have recorded myself, my audio reactions while reading this book, because I was like, what the fuck? Okay. Here's one from the fish section.
Oh dear.
Fish mayonnaise.
Mm-mm.
Parentheses. Excellent leftover fish dish.
No.
Mayonnaise.
So basically, if you have some
Mayonnaise.
Mayonnaise.
mayonnaise, you got
Mayonnaise.
some fish going bad, just make it into mayonnaise.
That's disgusting.
You won't have tummy problems at all.
I don't like that.
You ready?
One bit, yeah, I guess.
Use any cooked fish. Any, who cares? Whatever kind.
Not all fish is equal.
Debone
No.
and cut in pieces. Make a mayonnaise and cover thinly the bottom of a dish with it. Place a layer of fish on this and cover the fish layer with mayonnaise. And so add infinitum. Add infinitum?
Enfitum.
Infinitum. How do you say that?
An infitum.
Basically, as much as you may.
Over and over. And
As much
over.
as you may.
As much as you can. Yes.
Place the dish for 2 hours in the refrigerator. Chop some sweet pickles, olives, capers, a little tarragon, and mix well. Add this to another cupful of mayonnaise, which you saved. Mix well and pour over your fish. Serve cold.
How do you pour that?
So wait, what they're saying is take old ass fish, mix it together with a shit ton of mayonnaise, add more mayonnaise just to be safe, then put that on top of more fish.
And
is
then
what this
put it
says.
cold.
Yeah.
And then
This
refrigerate.
sounds like a really weird terrine casserole thing, and I'm not here for it.
Like, that's vile.
That's a lot of mayonnaise.
I
And
mean, not
a lot
to
of
say that
fish.
I wouldn't eat a fuck ton of mayonnaise, because I will, but you better put it on something that tastes delicious.
Okay, there's a dessert section,
Yep.
bro.
which their version of desserts means something infused with alcohol. So I'm going to read you 3 desserts that aren't really desserts. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Cantaloupe Obolinski. Make a round incision about 3 inches in diameter at the stalk of a cantaloupe. Take out the plug and remove the seeds with a spoon through the hole in the melon.
Attaches to the vine.
So like the butthole?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
the butthole.
Okay.
Take out the butthole of the cantaloupe.
It's the belly button, if you think about it. The umbilical cord.
The butthole of the
Okay.
belly button. You remove that. Then
Wait,
pour
no,
2
that's
wine glasses of sherry into the melon, replace the plug, and place the melon in cracked ice for an hour. Finally, cut into halves and serve in soup plates. So it's basically a sherry-infused cantaloupe.
That sounds disgusting.
Yeah.
Sherry is like often nutty. So a nutty cantaloupe sounds terrible.
First of all, I don't like cantaloupe.
Okay, no, listen.
I love cantaloupe, but
Here's
I don't
the
like
story
cantaloupe.
with cantaloupe. Here's the deal with cantaloupe. I feel like people who like cantaloupe had one good cantaloupe in their lives and been chasing that high for the rest of their lives.
That's not true. I've had multiple.
So I've had one good cantaloupe my entire life. And if it had been one of the earliest ones I'd ever eaten, I'd have been chasing that high the rest of my life. It was a great cantaloupe, guys.
It's because you got to grow them yourself.
Yeah. Well, and that was the thing. I went to a farmer's market, and that's where I got this cantaloupe. And its butthole smelled delicious.
Amber loved that cantaloupe butthole.
Let me tell you something. If you want to know if a fruit is ripe, smell its butthole.
Yep.
And
That's what
and
you
that's
have
a
to do
real
with
thing.
melons. Yeah.
It's a real thing.
Good to know. I didn't
If
know.
you sniff the butt and it smells like that fruit, it's probably a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Or slightly rotten.
And cantaloupes, often when you get them in the store, they still have green on the outside.
They're not
rind.
ready to go yet.
They're not ready.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're not good.
See, Esquire,
Same
why
with
don't you have
all the
this
things.
shit in there? Esquire doesn't know what the fuck they're talking about.
Fuck you, Esquire.
Just douse it in cherry. It'll be fine.
This is
a
one of
dessert.
those moments, though, that I just like to say, see, Sam knows fucking everything.
Yeah, Sam is so fucking smart.
We
She
just garden a lot.
Sam is the smartest.
I literally
she
have.
knows the butthole rule.
She
That
knows
makes
the
her
butthole rule.
like.
I didn't know that
The
rule.
butthole rule.
That's
Now
like-
I know the butthole rule.
Yeah, that's golden in my eyes. Sam knows the butthole rule.
All right.
Golden. You just
Speaking
went up
of
a notch.
buttholes, this one is called The Preacher's Delight.
Oh, it should be called the Priest's Delight.
It's called what?
The Preacher's Delight. Legend has it that a Methodist person partaking of a synod, S-Y-N-O-D, synod? Banquet.
Simon?
I don't know what that means. Banquet, some kind of banquet, in a nearby Babylon, was noted to be pushing watermelon seeds into his Bible. The mystery turned on...
Butthole.
I thought so too. I was like, no, I can't.
Hey, this is an Xtrasode, so there we go. There's our extra. Okay.
All those dicks and then the watermelon seeds in the butthole.
Was
Would it grow?
noted to be pushing watermelon seeds into his Bible.
I wonder if it would grow in your colon. It's a dark,
Who
warm
knows?
space that's moist.
Okay, why do I have all this black backstory? They made this shit up. I guess this is where this came from. A fine, ripe watermelon into which had been poured 1 quart of good old bourbon. The minister had hoped to plant such seeds in his garden. Try it this summer, putting the melon in the icebox overnight. So basically, you infuse a watermelon with bourbon, and it's called the Preacher's Delight.
I would rather infuse a watermelon with watermelon vodka.
Yeah, I've heard of water, the infused vodka shit.
Yeah.
But bourbon, that sounds like just an accident waiting to happen.
Bourbon sounds like it would be very heavy.
Again, guys, this was a dessert. This is in the dessert section. Okay, last of the desserts.
I'm guessing because bourbon's more manly than vodka.
Oh, yeah. Because there is a section in this about women drinks, like dainty drinks.
Is it
that's
full
where
of
all
vodka?
That's where all the vodka's at.
That's where the vodka lives.
That's where the vodka's at.
Fucking
Okay,
assholes.
last quote-unquote dessert. The Poor Knights of Windsor. That's what it's called. Cut some slices of bread about 1/2 inch thick. Soak the slices for a while in white wine and sugar. Cast 2 or 3 yolks of eggs. Take the bread out of the wine and dip it in the egg yolks. Heat a little butter in a pan. Put in the bread and fry brown. Place the bread slices on a dish and sprinkle cinnamon and sugar over them. Drink a glass or 2 of white wine with it.
It's just a boozy French toast.
And then you drink, they're saying, drink like a couple white wines with it too.
Okay, first off, a 1/2 inch slice of bread, you're gonna just tear that shit up. That's hard, so hard to cut.
That sounds disgusting.
I mean,
Like literally wine-soaked bread.
I mean, usually boozy French toast, it's like usually bourbon or rum
I don't like that shit.
because it goes with the brown sugar
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah, I can see that.
I don't
That
know.
sounds horrible.
what-
Women do it better.
Yeah.
All right. I have
This is a bad
one more
idea.
recipe before I go to the drinks on this. Okay, we'll take a break after this recipe just because I think we need one. But
Ew.
that's the one I'm going to read. So this is the eat alone and like it section.
Ew. Eat a load of shit.
And
I like
apparently this is what men in the 1940s ate alone. Broiled pig's feet. So tasty.
Boy lunch.
Broiled.
Broiled.
What is it? Is it boy
Broiled.
dinner? Yeah, boy dinner.
Boy
It's
dinner.
boy dinner.
All right. So here's what you got to do if you want broiled pig's feet for dinner.
Broiled.
Soak them for 8 hours in water. Just water. Nothing else. Just water.
Okay, but no one's gonna. A single man,
That's what I'm saying.
is not gonna do that. He's
Most-
not gonna have the forethought to fucking do that.
Most of these recipes are like that where it's like,
Ben
no
would
one's
do
going to
that.
fucking do that.
You would still want some vinegar in there to at least tenderize
Or like something to marinate it.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
vinegar. at
Where's
least-
the flavor?
Then you drain it. Place them in a saucepan with cold water, seasoning. They don't say what seasoning, they just say seasoning. And some raw
Dealer's
vegetables.
choice.
Also, they don't say what kind of vegetables, they just say some kind of vegetables.
Dealer's choice.
Just season it with whatever. Boil it for whatever. Who cares? You got pig's feet. Boil for 5 to 6 hours. No one's got time for that shit. Remove and cut each foot into 2 parts. Wet the surface with a brush dipped in melted butter. Roll in very fine breadcrumbs and broil them for 15 to 20 minutes over a moderate fire, preferably a charcoal fire.
That's too much work for something to not be delicious.
It's not going to be good. Like, no one's going to eat this.
I hear pig's feet are good, but I can't.
I'm not gonna eat them.
But the way that
I've seen them in jars and I can't do
they
it.
freak me out
again,
a little bit.
all of the recipes in here are so bland compared to other recipes of the same thing. I'm sure if we Googled broiled pig's feet recipe, it would be way better than this goddamn shit.
So I have a Joy of Cooking from like the 50s, and their recipes sound way better.
Yeah.
I think my grandma has one of those.
Yeah, I think it's like 52 maybe or
It
something.
was well loved.
Aw.
I mean, they're great.
Fine.
I mean, I remember it had aspics. A lot of aspics.
Oh,
I think I have an
aspics.
aspic
Oh my
in
gosh. Making
I
one
think
of
that's
those.
one of the
Gross.
things I was going to
I
talk
would make
about.
one though, just for funsies.
Dude, me too. May not eat it, but let's take a break for a little bit and then we'll get back to the drinks on this book and then I'm done. I'm just going to name off a couple of the drink because they have a whole section on drinks in this Esquire book. So I just want to point out a few. Most of them I was like, ugh.
So I took a couple pictures of that book last time I was here. So like,
Oh, yeah. What ones did you like?
I thought the Dicky Dicky was a funny name,
Dicky.
but also who the hell makes? No one makes a jigger with 1/6 of an ounce.
Yeah, I thought the measurements were weird.
I mean, and that also sounds very alcoholic because the dry
Yeah.
gin and Applejack, that's a lot.
I mean, literally, this book is infusing fruits with alcohol and calling it dessert. So all of their alcohol drinks are going to be very heavy, I think.
They
I
are.
would probably drink pretty heavily if I was making some of these fucking meals for myself.
Some of these are like super heavy, and I'm like, God
Okay,
dang.
here's one I wanted to point out. The Connecticut bullfrog.
I saw that one too.
The ingredients are awful, but the results do have something. 4 parts gin, 1 part New England rum, 1 part lemon juice, 1 part maple syrup. Shake these ingredients together until your arms ache. Then have someone else do the same thing with about 10 times the usual amount of ice. Serve frappe. All your guests will gratefully swear that they are at the Waldorf Astoria.
So do you know why they use all that ice?
Why?
They're watering it down.
I was about to say so that it's
Oh,
not so
that's why you
strong,
shake
yeah.
it like as much because 4 parts gin. Like literally, I think they're saying 4 shots of gin, 1 shot of New England rum, 1 shot of lemon juice, and 1 shot of maple syrup. This one I thought of you, Sam, just because of the name, not because of
Is it
what's
Kiss
in
the
it.
Boys Goodbye?
No. What's that one?
That one is a 1/2 ounce of sloe gin, 1/2 ounce brandy, 1/2 ounce white of egg, and the juice of 1 lemon. and shake very well with plenty of ice and strain.
Yeah, they do have a lot of egg drinks in this.
Which gives you a nice frothiness.
Yes, I like the egg part. It sounds weird, but like when it's like actually when you have an egg not infused, but like added drink, like it tastes really good.
Yeah, like before I was a bartender, I used to think that's fucking weird. I don't like that. But
first time I had it, I'm like, okay, I get it.
What was the one that you were thinking?
Oh, well, speaking of Ernest Hemingway, this is Ernest Hemingway's Death in the Afternoon cocktail.
I've had that, and it's not good because it's got absinthe in it.
Yeah, I know. I was like, I like the name, but it does sound like Death in the Afternoon. Pour 1 jigger of absinthe into a champagne glass. Add iced champagne until it attains the proper opalescence milkiness. Drink 3 to 5 of these slowly.
Or
that
not
sounds
at all, 'cause it's
disgusting.
terrible.
Like, I don't like champagne and I don't like absinthe, so that sounds utterly disgusting to me. And then I love how it says drink 3 to 5 of them. All right, there's one called Lizard Skin, which I just like the name. It says hollow out half a large orange. Pour in a large jigger of brandy. Light flame, extinguish after a moment, then drink. So it's basically like a flaming shot at an orange.
Mm-hmm.
Which I was like, you know what? I don't like brandy, but I would try that because it's called Lizard Skin. I love lizards.
I think this one was the one that made me laugh. Poussey Cafe.
Which one's that under?
It's under
Poussey Cafe.
Probably like is there like one that's aperitifs or like cordials or something?
Yep.
Okay, so it's probably under that. It's 1/2 ounce creme de cacao, 1/2 ounce drambuie, and 1/2 ounce of cognac. Pour carefully into a liquor glass. I thought that was funny.
The name's great.
Oh, I love this one.
I love it.
It's called Maiden's Prayer, and you have to serve it on the edge of the couch. It's got a 1/4 ounce dry gin, 1/4 ounce Cointreau, and a 1/4 ounce lemon juice with a dash of orange bitters. Ice and shake well.
Okay, my last one. I don't think would taste good, but I liked the name, and I think Amber's gonna like this name. It's called Huckle My Butt.
Huckle
My Butt.
Huckle my butt. What the fuck does huckle mean?
Huckle my butt. Well, here, I'll tell you what it means. 1 quart of beer, 1/2 pint of brandy, 2 eggs, sugar to taste, small amounts of cinnamon cloves and nutmeg. Stir thoroughly until well mixed.
So does huckle my butt mean like, is that like the old fashioned way of saying like...
You're going to have diarrhea after drinking this drink.
Oh, I was thinking it like, man, that really puckered my butthole.
Yeah, well, seriously, literally, it's beer, brandy, 2 eggs that are raw.
Is that what huckle
sugar.
means?
I don't know.
To like tighten the sphincter? The definition of huckle is the hip or haunch or a projecting or humped part. So, a turd?
Hump my butt.
A butt?
Huckle my butt.
Huckle my butt.
I'm gonna go to our like local bar and be like, "Can I get a huckle my butt, please?" And they're gonna be like, "Get the fuck out of here!" They're gonna be like,
"Fuck, are you? Get
what?
out!"
What are you talking about?
All right, so I'm sorry I'm wasting all this time on this book. There is one last thing I want to do though,
They're
because
so funny though.
They have a section at the end, like it is a very in-depth book. Not that it's very factual, but they have a whole section about like how to host the party. They even have a section about how to get people out of your house if you want them to leave. But there is one part that
Lauren's
is called...
gonna use it on us later.
No.
Or just pass gas and like call it a day. I'm like,
I just huckled my butt. Gotta leave.
I'm like, I think there's a septic leak in here.
Gotta call the plumber in the morning.
It's a fucking gas leak.
The methane is rising.
Honestly, they were kind of funny, but I'm like, we don't have time to deal with this. But like, they were the excuses were hilarious. But anyway, okay. So the last section I want to talk about is called 365 Excuses to Have a Party. So in this thing, it literally goes through all the days of the year and it lists a reason to drink. So what I wanted to do is to say what all of our birthdays, what the reason to drink on our birthdays is.
That'd be fun.
So, first of all, I wanted to do my younger sister Karen's birthday because I read it and I'm like, that's very fitting for Karen. Her birthday is on April 6th, and it is Old Lady Day. So Karen, drink on your birthday because it's Old Lady Day. And then this is quite annoying, but my birthday, which I know Amber and Sam know, is 4/20, which is, National Pot Smoking Day. But it is also, unfortunately, Hitler's birthday. Yeah. So I'm like, let's see what they put for my birthday. They literally put drink because it's Hitler's birthday, which is not great. So fuck you, Esquire. I'm not going to celebrate Hitler's birthday. I'm going to celebrate my birthday. Oh, this is ironic. April 19th, Patriots Day. April 20th, Hitler's birthday. What the fuck?
That's fucking rude.
These people don't know what the fuck they're talking about. All right, give me your birthdays.
October 6th.
October 6th.
You don't know when my birthday is?
I do. Oh, well, this is fitting, but also boring.
Well, that's fitting then.
It is Missouri Day.
Are you fucking kidding?
Yes.
That's fucking dumb. I'm mad.
I wish it was like Hug a Chicken Day or something. That would be the most fitting for sale.
Fuck you, Missouri. I've had enough. I've run away from you twice.
That's funny. Missouri Day.
Ugh.
Yours is the 10th of August.
Yes, August the 10th.
Yours is boring, Amber.
Oh.
Birthday of Herbert Hoover.
There's a whole damn.
I know, I was just looking
That's
damn.
a whole damn day.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh.
I could put a spin on everything.
Okay, so Ellen, we got to do Ellen's birthday because she's the one that gave me this idea to have this book. Her birthday is May 30th. It's the anniversary of the YMCA.
That fits Ellen, I feel like, too.
Yeah. YMCA.
I'm pretty sure she's done that one at karaoke.
No, she wouldn't do
not?
that. No, no, she wouldn't do that. She'd do some kind of goth something.
She's done some crazy shit, though.
I mean, she would definitely get down to it, but she would not do that as karaoke.
Yeah. Well, I think it was Dancing Queen she did for your bachelorette party.
Yep, that's Ellen. Yep.
Yeah. It was some kind of disco-y thing.
Yes, that's what it was. She had that suit, that sequin
Yes.
suit. Yep, that's what it was. Yep.
See, I remember things, weird things.
Still disco, just a different kind of disco.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, I'm done.
Sam?
There was actually a lot of recipes in this book that I was like, I could kind of use that or try that.
Also, I think yours has the best photography.
Yeah, it is really, really pretty.
Just the lighting and everything's really cool.
Yeah, which is also one of the things that drew me to it because I appreciate it almost as like an art book as well as a cookbook. There's one for the Eastern State Penitentiary in Philadelphia, and when I lived out in Pennsylvania, I knew about this place. It's Nutraloaf.
Nutraloaf!
If you were a shithead, you got punished by eating Nutraloaf.
Oh no!
It looks fucking foul.
I love that it's in the cookbook. They're like, this probably won't taste good. Okay, so what's a Nutraloaf?
It is an ounce of gelatin, any flavor.
Ugh.
Gross.
It's lime.
Yeah. A half a cup of whole wheat breadcrumbs, a quarter cup of powdered milk, 3 ounces ground beef, half a cup of vegetables finely chopped and cooked, a quarter cup of American cheese melted, a quarter cup plus 2 tablespoons of canned beans mashed, a quarter cup of onion chopped, and then melted margarine or vegetable oil for greasing.
Okay, so that's a meatloaf with Jell-O on it.
I was about to say this sounds kind of like what would be in this Esquire book, but
like
more flavorful.
It's a Jell-O meatloaf.
Look at it, it's all weird and I don't like it.
It does look weird.
Not here for it at all.
I mean, they weren't saying it was going to be good.
Alcatraz has cinnamon sugar cookies.
Ooh,
why?
Cute.
Well, snickerdoodle.
Yeah, what's the story behind
that? Was that Al Capone's favorite or some shit?
Apparently it came from Alcatraz Women's Club Cookbook.
Aww.
Cute.
It was a fundraiser for activities on the island for families.
Well, I wonder if we could get our hands on that cookbook.
Prison stuff. It's from 52.
Probably.
It's very possible.
There's
Lizzie Borden's meatloaf.
Lizzie. Oh, I love the accent.
Like the
look at that
accent,
picture.
I know. It actually comes from a handwritten recipe card from her.
Nifty.
Dude, that's cool.
It's a pound of steak.
Her parents.
Well, it's her stepmom and father.
Get it right.
Oh, I didn't realize it was her stepmom. I thought it was her regular mom.
Yeah. Did her sister? No, her sister lived, right? It was just
yeah,
her
I think there was like
dad.
wasn't there some kind of thing where they were in cahoots or something?
I don't know.
There was some thoughts.
There's all sorts of different stories. Yeah. So a pound of steak, a half pound of pork steak, an egg, a small onion, 3 soda crackers, herbs, and salt and pepper.
That's pretty similar to my recipe. It's not as good as mine, but... All right, Lizzie Borden.
Watch out. She's going to come back to get you.
All right, Lizzie Borden. That's a pretty solid meatloaf recipe.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Good job, Amy Bruni.
Woo!
So, again, my book is Mama's in the Kitchen, Weird and Wonderful Home Cooking, 1900 to 1950, by Barbara Swell. There's all these different recipes in it, but there's, like, also little, like, blurbs and shit, like, stories and stuff. So, one of the things, this would make me a little bit, like, what the fuck?
When was this one made?
This is
published.
So this one, it actually says it was published in like 2002.
Oof, that makes it even worse.
Yes. But like, again, these are like, I think these are just like snippets that were taken from
other things.
I'm not positive.
Okay.
Like, because there's all kinds of, but it doesn't, I don't think there's any credit to anybody else either. So maybe it's not. Maybe this
it doesn't look like that. Not legit of a book, but like
it kind of looks like it's been
looks like a
published.
Self-published book.
So maybe this is like a modern woman with not modern ideas. I can't tell you for certain.
What they call it, trad wife?
Yeah,
you heard that term?
What is it?
Trad wife.
What's that?
That's like this thing that's going on now, where like. How do you describe it, Sam?
It's like a stay-at-home mom, but like think of it as in the 40s or 50s stay-at-home
and
mom.
A very trendy nowadays thing where it's like, my kids wanted Cinnamon Toast Crunch for breakfast. So I made Cinnamon Toast Crunch by hand for breakfast. It took 3 hours, but I
got up at 4 o'clock in the morning and did it just for my sweet little babies.
Yeah. It's like this thing.
I love my kids, but no.
No, it's like a very conservative
gender roles.
Is this like a crunchy mom thing, but like times 10 because they're also like
but worse,
like embracing like fucking sexual roles and all this?
Yep. Anyway,
fucking yuck. No offense.
Barf.
Women cook and make babies. That's all we're good for, and I love it.
No, thank you. Okay, so there's this like little blurb in here that's like 1900 to 1919 Fannie Merritt farmer's big mistake.
Farmer Ragged's big mistake.
Yeah. I'm not going to read you the whole thing, but I'm going to read you the part that pissed me off, which is like 2 paragraphs. Fannie was on the cutting edge of the domestic science movement in the late 19th century. Housewives were now being told by homemaking experts that not only were they providing a valuable service to their families, but they were also the caretakers of society as well. While I don't argue with this, it's just a shame that in her attempt to be more scientific about cooking, Fannie adapted recipes calling for butter the size of an egg to 1/4 cup of butter.
How dare she be specific?
In the writing of her cookbook.
Because you don't have to be like that with baking.
She tampered with the folklore of cooking, and now something valuable was lost in the process. Guess how many measuring utensils I have in my kitchen? Only one, a glass cup measure, and I could do without that if I had to. My grandmother, Maudie Smith, a wonderful make-do cook, taught me that to make a good biscuit, the dough has to look and feel a certain way, and you just have to keep adjusting your ingredients until you get it right. That takes practice. Maybe Fannie thought she was doing women a favor by freeing them from the trial and error of getting their recipes just right. That took time, and she thought women had more important things to tend to. Fuck yeah, they had more important things to tend to! This book was so hard to fucking cook from. It made me so mad. I just lost a bookmark. I'm so mad.
Dude, that gives me trad wife vibes. Like, seriously, that whole thing. Like,
it pissed me off so bad.
Very much like, I'm better than you because I can cook very well for myself and my family.
I can feel the dough. All right, you weirdo.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I can be on both ends of the spectrum with that.
I understand.
But it
Because
seems like a little snooty, though.
I understand, like, having that skill set would be beneficial. I also understand
Rub it in people's faces.
that I have a full-time job and children to take care of, and all of the other shit that I do, because you guys know that we're
Well,
podcasts.
basically the tone is like, I do all of this, and if you don't, you're trash, and you're not a real woman.
Yeah.
So the thing is, it's about practice. So my thing is, when I was baking and I was doing it multiple times a week, I usually just used a cup measurer and measured and eyeballed everything. And once you get to know something and you've done it a million times, then sure, you can do that. But not everyone is good at baking. Not everyone can eyeball and make it like work.
Right.
So it's not going to be for everyone. And it's just easier time-wise to have that set measurement. Not everyone was like her Mima and Oma or whatever, Nona, and just literally cooked all day, every day. Like, people don't do that anymore.
Just throw in some butter the size of an egg. What the fuck does that even mean?
Eggs vary in size. You have small to extra large. Which one is
A
it?
butter the size of an egg.
Yeah.
Like a quail's egg? A goose's egg? Is it an ostrich egg size?
Be specific,
That's a lot of
people.
butter.
That's a lot of butter.
So, like, I can see what they're saying, but they're just doing it in a tone that is just rude. Yeah.
It's fucking rude. There's an oppressive poem.
Pretentious.
Oppressive poem from 1927, Hayes, Kansas Cookbook.
Is it called oppressive poem?
No, it doesn't actually have a title. from
that's
what I can
sad.
That's
tell.
what Amber titled it.
It just says, and then you have these oppressive poems found in a 1927 Hayes, Kansas Cookbook.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I know where Hayes, Kansas is at.
Oh.
I have a lot of relatives from Kansas.
Kansas.
It says, serve your husband what he likes and save 100 household strikes. I don't know if that means slaps or like, nobody's gonna eat here, bitch. He criticized her pudding. He grumbled at her cake, but she won him with her donuts like his mother used to make.
Ew.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Mama's boy.
Fucking gross. Are you an up-to-date housewife? Shopping tours, bridge parties, club meetings. How many activities there are to fill up the days of the up-to-date housewife. The wise and efficient homemaker is in a state of constant preparedness, for she knows that cans of ready-to-serve foods will keep indefinitely and provide that feeling of security that is invaluable.
False. It is not indefinite.
Canned food is where it's at. It never goes bad.
I
Keep that in your bomb shelter.
if I was a housewife during this time, I can guarantee that I'd be an alcoholic.
Or
I think
one
they
of those
usually
pill
were.
poppers. Or like doing all those little pills.
All the uppers.
Yeah.
Okay. There is this really cool like picture in here that I'm gonna show you guys. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And the little thing at the bottom said, "This one does it all," and it's this lady standing next to her Maytag washing machine.
Oh, Maytag.
Okay. This one does it all. This versatile 1930s Maytag washing machine could be powered either by gasoline or electricity. Optional attachments were available that could be used to grind meat and churn either butter or ice cream.
I'm sorry, it was a
Wait,
washing
wait.
machine?
Yep.
But it also...
Could grind meat or churn butter or ice cream.
Why don't we still have this? I want that.
It probably didn't work for shit.
I heard that those were really great, but they had the
ringer.
manglers, the mangles.
Mm-hmm.
And so if
Ooh,
you got your
safety hazard.
they were called a mangle because if you got a part stuck in them, you were mangled.
Oh,
My
shit.
mom got her hair stuck in one. She used to have
That's
super
scary.
long hair, like past her butt. She could sit on it. And she was wringing out the clothes one time, and her hair got stuck in it, and it yanked her down to her head.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's scary.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And then she's never had long hair since.
I mean, honestly, most of all my life, pretty much, she hasn't had long hair. The longest I've ever seen it was like shoulder length, and that wasn't very long. So she's always had short hair.
Yeah.
This is that poem that pissed me off. My kitchen. Here I may be a scientist who measures as she makes. Here I may be an artist creating as she bakes. Here busy heart and brain and hand may feel and think and do. A kitchen is a happy place to make a dream come true.
Okay.
I can't be a scientist. I can't be an artist. And I can't think and do things or feel anything. So instead I drink heavily and cook.
Yep. Yeah. 'Cause you're suppressing me!
What the fuck? I was so mad about it. I know it was a different time. It still pisses me
That
off.
doesn't make it okay.
It doesn't make it okay. It just pisses me off. Okay. So these are some of the cool little like odd duck recipes that I found. And when I say cool little, I mean I would never eat most of these. Weird. It's titled Weird Little Sandwiches.
Okay.
They have a tongue sandwich.
Mm-hmm. You know, I have had tongue tacos and they're really good.
That's what I've heard. But
so I've heard tongue's good. I just don't know if I could get on it.
Sandwich,
Organs
but tongue tacos
out.
are
like
fucking great.
It says to grind cold boiled tongue using a coarse cutter and moisten it with mayonnaise, then spread on thin slices of white bread.
That sounds lackluster and terrible.
Yep.
And weird little sandwiches.
Bland, just like the Esquire shit.
Mm-hmm.
Green pepper sandwiches, which is just green pepper, hard-boiled eggs chopped fine, and then mayonnaise, which, by the way, is fucking egg salad sandwiches.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was going to say, is there mayonnaise? Of course
There
there's
is,
mayonnaise.
yes. Pimento butter sandwich, a raw carrot sandwich, Spartan sandwich cakes, which looks really, like, weird and confusing. They they made a sandwich deck kind of a thing. Like they stacked bread several times. You know, when you're like a kid and you make like a triple decker, you know, you think you're really cool. Okay.
Like Garfield.
Yes.
Mm.
Yeah.
So they'd put like bread and then they'd put like
mayonnaise.
Sure. And then they'd put like more bread.
You're questioning, put mayonnaise on it.
Tomatoes or something, bread, fucking meat, whatever. And then they like put it all together and then they iced it with like whipped cream cheese. Yeah.
That's hefty.
I
don't think I like that.
How do you eat that?
That makes my stomach hurt, actually.
Tomato, lettuce, ham, banana, and gherkin sandwich.
Gherkin!
Why is there banana on there?
Apple I could see, not the gherkin in apple, but I could see apple instead of banana. Grilled PBC sandwich, which is bacon, peanut butter, and chili sauce.
Ew.
The fuck?
That doesn't make any... Well,
Oh,
okay.
serve it immediately with slices of gherkins.
The bacon and peanut butter... I don't like it, but I could see why people would like it. But then...
You know that's like my hangover cure. So bacon and peanut butter on toast is actually great the morning after you're...
Well, I see why it would be because it's a lot of like protein and fats, but like
I
no.
think the chili sauce is like ketchups type stuff.
I think that's what they're talking about.
They're using.
And then a little gherkin on top.
That sounds yuck.
That sounds weird.
Yeah.
I don't like it. Also, I was telling Amber, gherkins, the term gherkins just reminds me of jerking off because like jerking
the gherkin.
You're jerking your gherkin. I'm like, I don't like, I mean, and also they're like the most pathetic of pickles. Like,
I like gherkins.
They're okay.
I like the texture
but I'd rather
of
have
gherkins.
like a big old thick old dill, you know? Not like a little tiny gherkin.
I would just like to say that gherkins are an adequate pickle.
I am not body shaming gherkins. I'm just saying I prefer the big old deals. Not the little tiny gherkins.
I don't know what we're talking about anymore.
Which
you damn well know what we're talking about.
Which one are
Eat
we
a dick cookie.
We're talking about the ladyfinger penis cookies that Sam made.
Eat a lady penis.
Lady penis cookies.
All right. They have the foods that wiggle. Of course they fucking do, because we knew it was coming, right, ladies?
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Make my stomach jiggle. My mother loves opaque wiggly foods like
Ew.
tapioca pudding, which as kids, my sisters and I called eyeball pudding. Custards and souffles are her favorite. I would personally rather wash all of the windows in the house than eat one spoonful of tapioca pudding.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now here's the deal with tapioca. That shit that you get in a fucking little cup, that is nasty. I have had good tapioca pudding one time in my life. It was absolutely delightful.
You know what? I actually liked tapioca pudding when I was little, but I think it's because it was weird. And I heard about it like through movies and stuff. So I'm like, I like this, but I don't know if I actually liked it.
I do not
it.
like
I would
the
try it
stuff in
again.
a cup, but
what is the tapioca? Like, what is it?
It's tapioca starch.
What is tapioca?
It's
See, I thought the
really
tapioca things were like little. I thought it was something to do with horse hooves. I know Jello.
Oh
is,
yeah, I think there is gelatin in it. But
Tapioca.
yeah, it's there's gelatin.
But what are the balls? What is tapioca? I have all these questions.
I see. I can't do anything that it's like little balls that burst.
It's made of a cassava root. Listen, we're learning things.
Cassava root. What's cassava? A tree?
It's like the same thing as like the bubble or boba.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's
the boba
same
tea?
thing as boba.
Okay, I like boba tea, but I don't like the little balls because they shoot up into your throat and it's like.
But yeah, I can't do tapioca. I can't do boba. I can't do caviar. Bro, nothing like that bursts in
The balls in your mouth.
I hate that so much.
In foods that
Back
wiggle.
to tapioca.
Yeah, back to tapioca. In foods that wiggle, one of the things that they have in here.
Sorry. Couldn't help it.
One of the foods they have is a sauerkraut jello.
Gross.
Yeah.
Ew!
And I don't think I would like that, and I like sauerkraut.
Me neither.
Who would ever make that?
And there's this little thing here, and I need to look this up.
1938, apparently.
It says, did you know that in 1997, real scientists hooked a bowl of green I like that they had to like put real scientists. They were very real.
This is not fake news.
This is not fake scientists. They were real scientists.
We went to the moon, people.
Hooked a bowl of green jello, which is the right color of jello, by the way.
No, gross.
Up to an you're wrong.
Red?
Up to an EEG machine. Besides the obvious finding that the science technicians had too much time on their hands, they discovered that the jello waves almost identically matched the brain waves of healthy human adults.
That's weird.
What's weird is that they compared humans and jello.
So is Jello a cognizant being?
I think it just wiggles, and so it just...
It's just like the same
The
as
room
the
was
Hertz.
probably wiggly.
I wonder if the other flavors of Jello have different wave
Brain
Consistencies?
Yeah.
Oh, jiggly factor?
Yeah.
Mm.
We have corned tongue in aspic.
Ew.
I won't go into the details, but the general idea is to cover a cooked, cooled, corned tongue with layers of aspic, boiled eggs, pistachio nuts, and truffles. You then decorate the tasty
Truffles?
morsel. Yeah.
Like mushrooms?
I was about to say, the mushroom kind or the chocolate kind?
You then decorate the tasty morsel with green sauterne jelly to represent moss and curled celery to represent feathers. Voila! A gleaming, nesting avian dessert. I am going to talk very lightly on Dylan Hollis's Baking Yesteryear, the best recipes from the 1900s to the 1980s book.
Yes!
I'm not going to hit it hard. So for those Ricciarelli cookies, Ricciarelli, yeah, that's how they said it, because reach around. Yeah. The Ricciarelli cookies that I made tonight, the little excerpt from his book says, I believe that the modern Western cookie has fallen victim to the malady of sameness. Though they may vary with their add-ins, chocolate chips, nuts, and other accoutrements, they end up being the same round disc in different clothes. I found an antidote to this condition when I embraced the macaroon and similar cookies that strayed from the butter, eggs, and leavened flour foundation. Ricciarelli are a Tuscan almond macaroon that had been enjoyed centuries before the 1920s. However, its export beyond the bounds of Italy and the experiments that followed in foreign cookbooks gave way to Ricciarelli of citrus, vanilla, and even maple flavors. I find this variety to be my favorite, soft, almondy, and full of bright, zesty lemon, all dusted under a crinkled blanket of powdered sugar. I have yet to find a cookie better suited to a late morning coffee, and I have full faith you will agree.
Huh. That was a good description.
It was. And he's like...
He's really, a good writer.
He's really darling. Like, his videos are so funny. I really love his recipes and stuff. Like, he basically it's just him on TikTok trying all these like old time recipes, and sometimes they're really good and sometimes they're really not.
Yeah. He always makes it entertaining though.
He does. So some of his worst of the worst recipes are a jellied meatloaf, the SpaghettiOs and Jello ring, a roughage loaf.
What does that even mean?
Is it like broccoli and
like a bunch of weird hard vegetables?
238 and find out what all is.
Yeah, I want to know what's in the roughage loaf. That sounds like something that's going to make you poop weird.
Or lots of poops.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yuck. Okay. Wheat germ, hot water, buttermilk, molasses, an egg, graham flour or whole wheat flour, cloves, salt, baking soda, and chopped prunes.
Oh, prune yay! Prune yay!
Yeah, prune yay!
They also had a prune whip pie, which I actually thought about making. But decided that would maybe not bode well for the podcast this evening.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't really want all of us to be fighting over the bathrooms. And a pickle cheesecake.
A pickle cheesecake.
Yeah. So that's the worst of the worst recipes
I would try
in
the
this
pickle
book.
I don't normally like cheesecake, but I would try the pickle cheesecake because I like pickles.
So one of the recipes in here was, he was like, it shouldn't work.
But it does.
The sauerkraut cake. The chocolate sauerkraut cake.
Oof.
Is it white or red sauerkraut?
Probably white.
It just says 1 cup packed sauerkraut. It does not specify.
So probably like the white.
I think he used white.
Yeah.
I didn't know there was a difference, but it makes sense because it's cabbage. So you could do red cabbage. The taste is different?
Mm-hmm. Red cabbage has a different taste than white cabbage.
So here's what he says about the chocolate sauerkraut cake. And now I want to make one just to find out. I was left clueless and perplexed at what ailment, occult possession, or rabid fever dream might have led the first person to thinking that sauerkraut belonged anywhere near a dessert, let alone inside chocolate cake. I felt as if I were being played for a fool, and I was a fool, but only for doubting. I have uncovered a few potential reasonings for this unlikely pairing. One firm belief was that a shortage of coconut during wartime led some home bakers to simulate the texture of coconut within their cakes. Thus, they reached for sauerkraut. I find this unlikely. Another was that it was an unorthodox manner through which to achieve a moist crumb. This is more plausible. But I have settled on this, that the unique sour and tart nature of sauerkraut managed to perfectly blend and complement the sweet and bitter notes of cocoa. The added moisture and unique crumb are only of additional benefit. What you get after baking this strange gem is a grand chocolate cake with a wonderful tang that does not make itself known save for its ability to elevate the chocolate to a new, unknown heights.
So I honestly don't think this would be bad. And here's my thought. Because if you like red velvet cake, traditional red velvet cake is not just food dye in a chocolate cake. It has vinegar in it.
Right.
So to me, that's probably very similar.
It's an acid.
I didn't know that.
To red velvet cake.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yep. So anyway, I thought it was very interesting. And then they put like a chocolate ganache over it.
Which, I mean, makes everything better too.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's good.
But he's just got all of these potato donuts, potato candy. I actually might make some potato candy this year.
That sounds interesting.
I've had it, and so it's just a russet potato with, oh, wow. So it's called potato candy, but there's only one potato in it, friends. 1 small russet potato, 6 to 7.5 cups of powdered sugar,
Woo!
and a whole jar of peanut butter.
A whole jar.
Whole jar. I've had potato
So
candy
it's basically
once.
peanut butter, potato.
It is sugar. It's powdered sugar on fucking peanut butter.
Wow.
And the potato acts as a binder. It's a starch, so it's binding it.
It's
okay.
kind of like how you make the peanut butter Buckeyes.
Yeah.
Because that's the base of that is just peanut butter, powdered sugar, and butter and vanilla.
It's not at all like what I thought it would be.
Yeah.
So the peanut butter is just like a kind of a binder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the name's kind
Or
of
not the peanut,
deceiving.
but the potato.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I might not actually make this because holy fuck, that's a lot of powdered sugar.
Literally a whole jar of peanut butter too.
Well, and 6 to 7.5 cups of
If I'm
powdered
doing a bunch of
sugar.
powdered sugar and peanut butter, I'm making fucking puppy chow. I'm telling you.
I love puppy chow.
So yeah, this was our first foray into an Xtrasode. And yeah, we're just gonna scatter these throughout our normal and Teenysodes. So yeah, hopefully you liked our first cookbook episode. Because I think I did.
I did. I
I
think
did.
we'll have more.
Yeah. Oh, we're definitely going to have more because these are just fun.
Yeah.
Just like
Yes.
seeing what other people have made and
Well,
experimenting with some recipes and,
And we
stuff.
all like to eat and drink. So
Exactly.
it's
Yeah.
perfect.
And I will be prepared with an actual drink next time. This time I was like, "What? Okay, I'll make something."
I wasn't super prepared either, but that's normal.
You know what? That's how we go. We're just rolling with the flow. So, all right. Until next time.
Keep
Keep the pages turning and the drinks flowing. Audio engineering, logo creation, and social media content was produced by Lauren Rainey with Rainey Film and Video. Stock music tracks have been provided by Motion Array and Adobe Stock. Find us on Facebook and Instagram at Liquor&Literature Podcast, where you can dive into more details about the books, authors, and movies we cover. You can find all of our episodes at liquorliteraturepodcast.podbean.com. Until next time, keep the pages turning and the drinks flowing.